Hello and welcome to my channel Zucker Cooks. I'm Adela. In this video I'm going to show you how to make a tortilla de patatas, which is very typical from Spain, that you can have as an appetizer, or the typical tapas is part of it. So it's very simple and I hope you make it. So here we have 4 Yukon potatoes, 1 yellow onion, 5 eggs. This depending on how the potatoes will come out. I may add more or take one out, so we'll see as we get to that point. Extra virgin olive oil and salt and pepper, and it's very easy, as you can see, only a few ingredients. So let's go ahead and do it. So I've peeled my potatoes and my onion, and now we have to cut them in thin slices. So you can either do them manually by hand, by cutting them really thin, something like this, or and now same thing with the onions. And there's everything chopped. So here I have a medium pan, and I'm gonna put it on a medium high. Mine goes from 1 to 6 and then high, and I'm gonna start it at 4, so like medium high. Then I'm gonna add the olive oil in the pan, and initially it's for the I'm gonna cook the onions first. This is how I've done it lately, trying to make it a little healthier. The way my mom made it, she would mix the chopped onions with the sliced potatoes and fry them together. But I figure I caramelize them a little longer by starting with the onions first, and then I add the potatoes, and that's how I like doing it. That's how I like making it. And then we'll just let them caramelize a little bit, probably 10 minutes or so. We're just gonna cook them down 10-15 minutes, and we'll be back. Alright, so here we have the onions starting to get really caramelized. And at this point, I'm gonna add the sliced potatoes. But before we do that, we're going to add some more oil for the potatoes. Something like that. And here we go. So now basically what we're doing is we're going to mix it well, so the onions are mixed with the potatoes. And since I'm not deep frying them, I'm just using a portion of the oil. You could also deep fry it, but I opted to do it this way. And if I need to add a little more olive oil, I will. And we really are looking for poaching the potatoes at this point. So just make sure you stir them well, get all the onions mixed well with the potatoes, and that they get some of the oil. If you have to add a little more, you can go ahead and do so. I'm gonna get the lid and cover them so they can finish poaching. Alright, here we go. And now I'm gonna let it cook like every 2 or 3 minutes. I'm gonna check and mix them, stir them a little bit until they are tender. Once they're fork tender, then they're done. But because we're not deep frying them, you have to make sure that you are turning them, mixing them every so often so that they all kind of cooked evenly and get the nice color on all the potato slices. It's been about 5 minutes or so, and it seemed like it was cooking a little too fast, so I reduced it down to 3.5 on my burner here. I had it on 4, so I brought it down to 3.5. And it's time to stir a little bit. You could also, as you're stirring, as they're getting softer, you could also break them down a little. If you happen to have big potato slices, or you can leave them, but as it gets softer, it makes it easier. So, looking good. Few more minutes. Still doing good with oil. I didn't have to add any. This is the first time I'm cooking on my new Ninja pan. I'm making the tortilla patatas for the first time in this pan. I've used it for other dishes, but not for tortilla patatas. So I'm trying to adjust to the pan. It's a little different from what I'm used to, so there's always room for trying something new. Alright, so I'm going to cover it again and leave it for another 5 minutes or so. Another 3-4 minutes have passed. Now I'm gonna go ahead and check it real quick. And it's looking pretty good. So the potatoes are poached. They're breaking up easily when I push down, so this is it. I'm gonna turn off the burner. I'm gonna take them out and I'll show you the next step. So I'm removing potatoes and I'm letting them drain the excess oil. Alright, I'm just gonna let it drain here for a little bit. Not much to worry about because I didn't really deep fry it, so little oil is coming out. And in the meantime, I'm gonna go ahead and whisk the eggs. put them in a bowl. I'm gonna go ahead and whisk them. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and add some salt to the eggs. So we finished draining the excess oil, and there was really not much draining out of it, so that's good. Now at this point, I'm gonna add some salt because potatoes need some salt. And I'm kind of gonna mix it here one more time. So we have the salt mixed in very well. And remember, we added some salt to the egg mix as well. So keep that in mind, not to put too much salt. We don't want to make a salty. We don't want to make a salty tortilla de patatas. Alright, so now I'm going to go ahead and add the egg mixture into the potatoes. Now we mix it well. So we have the potatoes mixed in with the eggs. And I also, in the meantime, have a smaller frying pan, and I got the burner on a 4 again, getting it hot. And once we have the egg all mixed in, it should be good to go. Something like this. Alright, and now I'm going to add some olive oil, just like a teaspoon to the bottom of the tortilla. Doesn't get stuck on the pan. Swirl it around a little. And here we go. Put the whole mixture in the pan. And then kind of distribute it evenly so we don't have mountains and hills. And I'm gonna go ahead and bring it down to 3, medium low. And just let it cook there for a little bit. I shake it every so often, make sure it's not glued to the bottom of the pan. And again, I'm trying this recipe for the first time on my Ninja pans. So I haven't made the tortilla patatas in one of these Ninja pans. This is the first time, and I'm trying to make sure that everything goes well. Another 3 minutes have passed, and as you can tell, the egg mixture kind of is cooking, and the edge of the tortilla is looking slightly golden. So this is where the fun part now comes. And what I do is I take a plate, I put it on top and flip it over. But if you are not sure about that, you could also just slide it off to a plate and then try to flip it onto the pan. I don't know if that would work, but this is how I do it all the time. So here goes the pan. And there we go. Now we're gonna slide it back into the pan. Shimmy like that, and then I would leave it for another 2-3 minutes, and that should cook the other side, and then we're good to go. Alright, I think this is done. I like to flip it one more time so I can see how it turned out the other side. And there we go. Tortilla de patata, also known as tortilla española, smells fantastic. Can't wait to try it. And you can eat it right away. You can let it cool down a little bit and eat it. You can put it in the fridge and eat it cold. However you like to eat it. You can make a sandwich out of it with a French baguette. It's really good. We like it with a little bit of mayonnaise, and it's just a good combination for our taste. So yeah, this is the tortilla de patatas, also known as tortilla española. I hope you liked the video. Give me a thumbs up, share the video, leave me a comment, and most importantly, subscribe so you can see future videos when you also hit the bell. Thank you for stopping by and watching my video, and I'll see you next time.